Hi guys, Model Muffet here, how you doing? Welcome to my guide to be how to be slightly better than average at flying a helicopter in Grand Theft Auto 5. There's been quite a bit of discussion amongst friends and on forums about the difficulty level of flying a helicopter in Grand Theft Auto 5. And I've got to say guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. Now there is an activity called Flight School, but to be honest, it doesn't really school you. It's quite difficult to do. So there's better ways of learning outside of the flight school. So that's the aim of this video. I hope you enjoy it. Muppet out. Right, so I guess then the first things that we need to look at is where to get a helicopter. Now, there's a mission, I think it's Three's Company, but somebody put me right if I'm wrong here, because you know how often I'm wrong. But it's that like iconic mission, the one where Michael is sniping through the building. Sorry, Michael is jumping down the building on the rope thing. God, I haven't had enough coffee yet. Franklin is sniping and Trevor's flying the helicopter. Do you know the mission I mean? And at the end of that mission, you'll be able to then get your helicopter, and you'll find it on the map where we're situated here. So let's go and have a little look-see. So there's the helicopter, there's the hangar. Obviously it's the helicopter we're going to be interested in. You can change your stored vehicle, but I've only got the one helicopter. Now, the first thing that I want to demonstrate here is how much sway the helicopter has, even when you're not doing anything. So I'm just going to take off a little bit. Right, now my hand is actually off the controller, so I'm not adjusting anything. And we're pretty sort of like still there for the minute. See a little bit of movement. I'm going to take this up a bit higher. Right, and the only button I pressed here on the controller is R2. So I haven't done anything to sort of make that sway happen, if you catch my drift. Once you have started moving though, the sway will continue even more. So let's just kind of move down this runway a little bit. See, I'm not doing anything at this point. I should have a video feed on what my hands are doing. I'm not moving anything at this point. Now, what this means is you're going to be constantly having to make adjustments to allow for these sort of swaying movements. Doesn't matter how good you are at flying these helicopters, this swaying is going to happen even when you're not doing anything. So you will spend a lot of time adjusting for this sort of sway and drift. What I'd advise is just take it up a little bit and get used to the feel of it. We've got two basic methods of turning. We have the pitch and yaw. I'm still not doing anything here, by the way. So I'm going to get us some forward momentum going by dipping the nose down and holding down R2. Now, the pitch and yaw, I'm going to use my left stick to pull me around here. I'm just with little bursts on the R2 at the same time. So I'm not using any of the rudder controls, only turning here by using the left stick and using R2 to make sure that I don't go crashing down to the ground. Now I'm going to use the rudders, which on my setup is L1 and R1. I'm going to press L1 now, which will turn me around in that direction. But you'll see that the direction I'm moving isn't affected by that. So if I'm already drifting over in a direction, I'm going to keep on drifting in that direction. If I tip over to the side though, it's different by using the L... Oh, hold on. Note to self, if I'm going to do a helicopter tutorial, don't crash while doing it. It might damage my credibility. So it's basically the angle that the blades are at changes my movement here. Now I'm going to do that in conjunction. So I'm going to tilt it using the joystick. I'm going to be keeping R2 pressed down because you really want to make sure that you're not going to be smashing into the ground. And I'm also going to be using left on the bumper. Right, so I tilt my joystick left. And now I'm pressing the bumper left as well. You see how quickly that brings you around into a kind of a circle? And I'm going to go the opposite way. And that's again pushing right on the joystick and holding down R1. Now you can also, I'm going to tilt left on the joystick here and press R1. And that gives you a sort of a much sort of slower turn, a bit more controlled. I'm going to do the opposite again. Joystick to the left, to the right, sorry, and holding down L1. So what I'd say to you is, like, ignore the flight school thing. It really doesn't help you learn. In fact, what you need to do is just try and like get your way through these missions, through that mission where you get the helicopter, and then take your time on it. At least that's how it works for me. So let's bring us down a little bit closer to the ground. Now you gain your forward momentum by tilting the nose down. But if you don't hold down R2 at the same time, you're going to crash. So let's just bring myself a bit higher again. I better not go over the prison. I don't think they'll like that. So hold R2, then tilt forward. And you'll kind of even out a bit of this sort of angle. And I'm just using my thumb on the left joystick just to sort of balance out the sway. Every so often you will need to just allow the nose to come back up if you want to make sure that you don't go crashing down. And this is why I think something like just practicing like this is better than doing the flight school, because you can take your own time and just try and follow a road. As you get a little bit more practice, you can go further down to the road. And just set yourself your own little challenges. Never mind these like bright yellow markers somewhere that you've got to get through that are in awkward positions. Just allow yourself to think, right, I'm going to just take my sweet time on this. You might see something interesting and think, right, let's double back on ourselves and go over this bridge. Don't attempt to do it all in one go, just, allow yourself time. You've got all the time in the world. Is this a train I hear underneath me? It is. Oh, shall we see if I can land on it? Oh, oh. Really? Careful, Muppet. Careful. Really? Just bring yourself up a nudge. Really? Come on, Muppet, you can do it. Everyone's watching. Come on, you bastard. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I can't stay on here too long because my blades will start smashing against everything. And how sweet is that though, guys? I landed on Lando. Alright, So yeah, that's like a nice little challenge to kind of set yourself, and it's way more fun than doing those flight school challenges. You know what? I'm just gonna have a little smoke and a slurp of my coffee, and we'll just enjoy the scenery here. Let's slurp my coffee. Right, now, you're not going to do that the first time. Trust me on this, guys. So let's go and find somewhere that's a little bit easier to land on. There's absolutely nothing wrong with just finding a bit of ground. Now, this is something I want to point out. You seem to be able to fly through the pylon wires, but you don't fly through the pylons, right? So if you get yourself close to them, don't panic. So you can set yourself a target like that building down below might make a good one. You know, something with a flat roof, but we're going to try and do something, yeah, a little bit easier. So let's get back to where our airfield was. See that H on the ground down there? Use that as a target practice. But we've got a nice flat airfield here. Now most of the time I'm flying here, like right now, my hands are actually off the rudders, off the joystick, apart from to correct myself here. Now to land, there's a couple of things that we need to do. You L2 to lower yourself, like that. But you're still going to have to sort of compensate a bit for sway. If you overshoot your target, then just pull back and allow yourself to drift down. And gentle touches on the triggers all the time. And I think that's the key thing with this. Gentle touches on the triggers, gentle touches on your joysticks, and just a little bit at a time. And then you get a nice little landing. Fuck the feds. Take you off time again. Try and follow the runway. Just nice and low. Bring your nose forward a little bit. And you will get far more out of everything just by setting yourself simple little tasks just to get you going. And, you know, that's what I did. Just nice and low, nice and slow. Just make little adjustments. Tiny, tiny, tiny little adjustments. Just tease the sticks. You little tease you! You little tease! And then bring yourself around and do the same again. Going back the other way. You will have to make adjustments all the time. You're not going to be able to control helicopters in this like you would in Battlefield 3. Trust me. It doesn't have the same flight mechanics at all. And you are far more affected by wind buffeting. But it's fun, you know. It's fun. Don't try not to get too frustrated by it at first. I was doing it at first, you know. I was sort of going, right, I've got to turn. Oh shit, I'm out of control. You know, what am I gonna do? And panic. And you know, it's no fun like that. Just get yourself high. I'm not saying roll a joint, but if you want to, who am I to judge? Get yourself high a little bit and tiny adjustments, and you know what? You'll do just fine. And by the end of the day's practice, you'll be landing on trains and landing on trucks and all that kind of stuff. If you have found this tutorial useful, can you please let me know in the comments? And don't forget to like. Oh man, I told you I haven't had much coffee yet. Don't forget to like, rate, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'd also ask you to, I'm going to link this to another video at the end. It's only a minute long. And I think you guys will enjoy that video if you've enjoyed this. This is Muppet out. Take it easy. Bye.